السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. الصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. إن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, we have just passed about 10-12 days ago the month of Ramadan, and I thought it is a time to just refresh on things that we got trained on and how we can continue this legacy during the rest of the year until next Ramadan. Ramadan was a training camp for us to retrain ourselves, get connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, feed our spirits. We feed our body all year long with all kinds of things, food and other desires. Ramadan forces us to feed our spirit. Just like you take a break for prayers and salah, and you go in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala 5 times a day, you break off from the world and feed your spirit. Ramadan was the same thing. We are working and living in a post-industrial world where we're bound by the clock. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not create this clock. We created the clock, humans, and we work from 9 to 5, 8 to 4 or whatever. Ramadan forces you that you can keep working, but you need to get on a natural clock. You get up before Fajr, do your suhoor, tahajjud if you have time, you do Fajr, and then carry on with the rest of the activities, and then you break your fast at the end of the day, and that's the end of the day, and you do Qiyam and Taraweeh and so on. So we emphasize worship, contemplation, and so on during this month. And then the last 10 days we change it even more, and we spend more time at night in ibadah. Alhamdulillah, I hope some of you were able to do that, and some people even sat for itikaf to be even closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So let us not leave this spirit and continue with whatever we can. Some of you are probably fasting, already fasted the 6 days. As you know, the reward for fasting 6 days in Shawwal is like reward of Ramadan. So each day of Ramadan is equivalent to fasting 10 days, so you get 300 days of reward, inshallah. So if you fast 6 more days, the hadith says that you get same reward in Ramadan, so it's like fasting the entire month of entire year. So there's a few more days left. If you can possibly do it, do it. But other people, you don't have to, it's not required. So Ramadan takes away from this, we start dieting sometimes, we are living in a consumer world where we want to acquire goods and so on, and we're obsessed with the control over our lives. Both Muslims and non-Muslims are looking for some peace in life. They want to break away from this rat race that we're in, and Ramadan kind of forces you into that for a month at least, and we reconnect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we reconnect with community, we see people we haven't seen all year long. So that is what we did, and inshallah we'll continue some of that. You know, in Surah Baqarah you heard it many times during Ramadan that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prescribed fasting so you can achieve taqwa, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. It's achieved through practice of fasting. We transcend our impulses and we get away from our bodily desires and feed our spirit, and that's how we achieve taqwa. And let's continue some of that. We pray 5 times a day, and that gets us away from our daily routine. Some of the life trainers, people who write books and give lectures on how to improve life, they say you need to break away from your daily schedule and sit down and contemplate, meditate, whatever. And one of them, I believe, is Stephen Covey, 7 Habits guy. He said that, take the example of Muslims, and he said they go inside the masjid. Not all of us do that, but you get away from your daily routine and you pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you stop everything else and get this peace in your life, and you go back refreshed. And he was giving an example that this is a good setup. And he's not saying that everybody should pray 5 times a day, but he said learn from them, for the Muslims, and practice this. Get away from your daily routine, take a break, and stop your mind from whatever is busy with, and do something like that where you take a break and you go back refreshed. And those who come to the masjid a little early or stay longer after prayers, you know when you come out of the masjid you feel refreshed because you've been in connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now these days with cell phones in our hand, we can't even have a 30 seconds of break and we start looking at our phones. Of course, if you're reading Quran and something, that's fine, but try not to do your WhatsApp and Facebook and so on while you're in the masjid anytime, and try to be close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so you really stop the outside world at the door of the masjid and you get connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that is one advice that since we did that, hopefully Ramadan will continue doing that. Now, we're living in a consumer world, like I told you. We have Amazon and other services with Prime. Anytime we need something, we get it. In Ramadan, we didn't do that. Of course, we bought things on during Ramadan too, but you don't feed yourself the moment you feel hungry because you are stopped from doing that. This reminds me of a story of Umar radiallahu anh. He was walking through the market and he saw one person buying meat. So he said, why are you buying meat? Now remember, we eat meat all the time. In those days, meat was a luxury. They didn't eat meat all the time. So he said, why are you buying meat today? He said, oh, I just felt like it. So he said, you just bought it because you feel like buying meat? I mean, he was just kind of admonishing the guy, well, why are you doing that? So he didn't say don't do it, but just question him that you just do everything that you feel like doing. So now we can apply the modern life. Isn't that what we do? We get an idea in our mind, we get online and order this thing, and then a few days later we forget what we did and we do the cycle again. So how do we connect to Ramadan? In Ramadan we did not do that. Material goods maybe we did, but at least for food, we didn't just feed everything that came to our mind, because for those hours you will stop. So keep that practice alive. Learn the restraint that you've learned. Keep practicing that even after Ramadan, so we can be better people, better health, and so on. Also, some people, I think all of us, gave a lot more sadaqah and zakat during Ramadan. Just want to mention a few points. You know the famous hadith, "Ma naqasat malun min sadaqah." Continue that practice. Now somebody asked me always, you know, alhamdulillah, our community is rich. Some people give zakat, which is in like 6 figures, over $100,000 or more. So how can I give $100,000 or more in zakat in 1 month? Well, you don't have to do that. Just keep that calculation, keep that money aside. Give what you can in Ramadan, but then as the need arises during the year, as long as you finish that before the beginning of next Ramadan, you've done your duty. So continue that practice. Set aside the money and keep giving in the way of Allah, zakat, sadaqah, so on and so forth. And it only brings in barakah. I relate one story of a brother. He came to me a few years back. He said, I have 3 kids and I want to send them to Islamic school. But I can't afford that. I have a job. The tuition will cost, I don't know what the tuition is, $600-700 a month, and it's going to be over $2,000. I said, brother, just make the niyyah, Allah will give you barakah. He said, well, you have that iman, you have this faith. How do I convince myself? I said, just do it, make the niyyah, inshallah. Allah will make the way. Later I found out all his 3 kids are studying in Islamic school, alhamdulillah. He quit his job, he started his own business, making a lot more money, alhamdulillah, and he's even thinking about upgrading his house. So this is barakah, and you will feel that in your life when you make a decision to give money in the cause of Allah, in the masajid and madrasas and hospitals and clinics and poor, wherever. Allah will replace it with even more, inshallah. Just have to have that faith, this will happen. So continue doing that. Allah has given you an amana, give it in the way of Allah wherever you can afford. And we did that in Ramadan, so reminding that Ramadan has ended, but the need for charity has not ended. Continue doing that. Now, we got up for suhoor. Some of the people got up before, even a little bit, and did tahajjud qiyam. If you can, continue that practice. Get up like 15, 20, 30 minutes before Fajr Adhan and get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is no equivalent to that prayer when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where the whole world is asleep in between you and God. So make that connection and you will feel better if you can do that. I know everybody's not possible, you have to go to work and so on later on in the morning, but see if you can practice that on weekends or something like that. These are some of the lessons that I gathered for Ramadan. Now, Ramadan should have cleansed yourself, and you should be feeling closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like the salat, inna salat tanha anil fahsha wal munkar, the prayer keeps away from the wrong things and things that are forbidden. Now, if prayer and fasting did not do that, then you should be questioning yourself, what's wrong with me? Am I involved in something wrong? Did I misbehave with people? Is my earnings not halal? Something or the other, so you can correct yourself, so you can be closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this was the time Ramadan was for self-reflection, and you should continue doing the self-reflection. So if something is not happening, then you need to be questioning yourself, what is wrong with me? And may Allah make it easy for you if you're going through that. There's a couple of stories I would like to tell you about, because the Quran says, "Inna fi dhalika laayatin li ulil albab." There are signs for people who understand. This story is related to Imam Abu Hanifa, who was one of the Imam al-Sunnah. He was performing Hajj and he stepped on the toes of a little boy. Minor mistake. I mean, people are busy, there are a lot of people there, so what could have happened to him? Well, if it happens to you, you might apologize to the guy, you might ignore it and just go on. He fainted, lost his consciousness. People gathered around him, what happened to the Imam? So when he woke up, he said, what's wrong? There was just a little child, it was a mistake, why did you faint? He said, I wasn't looking at the child, because the child told me, do you not have any fear of Allah? So I assumed that through this child, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sending me a signal that I don't fear him. And I got afraid that I'm not fearing Allah. That's the Imam who has given us a lot of the fiqh that we have. And he was afraid that so he woke up and he said, that's why I fainted. I was just so afraid that I had lost. I don't have to have the fear and I stepped on this child. Now this is an Imam, a scholar, very well respected. We have many respected people like this. Now, and this is a lesson for us that when something happens, look at the sign. Is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling you something through these kind of happenings? Another story of Imam Malik, who lived in Medina all his life, and his fiqh was derived in Medina. He entered Masjid Nabawi between Asr and Maghrib, and most of the fiqh says that the hadith that there is no prayer after Asr until Maghrib. So one child came to him and said, get up and pray Tahiyyatul Masjid, because that's the hadith this child remembered. So he got up and prayed 2 rakats. So of course he was a known Imam, people knew him. He gathered around him and says, have you changed your opinion? Have your fiqh changed now? Why did you pray when you're teaching us not to pray between Asr and Maghrib? He said, I have not changed anything, I still hold my opinion, but this child told me to pray. I was thinking of this ayah, وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ ارْكَعُوا لَا يَرْكَعُونَ, when they're asked to ruku, or you can say when they're asked to pray, they don't pray. I was afraid Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sending a message to me through this child, so I went ahead and prayed. So this is how our Salaf, our respected Salaf, they took the sign from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on small things and see how can we improve ourselves. So even though his fiqh told him to not pray, but he got up and prayed because his child told him that. So may Allah make us among those people who take these signs and try to improve ourselves. This is an example now. How does it relate to us in relation to Ramadan? There may have been things that, like I told you earlier, that you planned on doing but didn't happen. Like say you decided that I'm going to grow up, stand for tahajjud for a little while. You set up your alarm but you didn't get up. You tried it again and again and again, and entire Ramadan went through and you were not able to get up. And you say, oh, maybe for my intention, Allah didn't want me to get up, so it's okay, I had the intention, I'll get the ajr. Inshallah you will. But you need to start reflecting on it. Why is it happening? Why am I being deprived of something I wanted to do? Again, come back to self-reflection. Where am I doing something wrong? Am I involved in wrongdoing? Am I not dealing with people right? What can I do to improve? And of course, talk to the shuyukh and scholars around you. This happening, and this should be a sign for you to improve. So take this example from these scholars who left us examples of how to behave and how to read the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and improve themselves. That's what we should be doing, improving ourselves, always evaluating. Like I said, Ramadan was a time when we corrected ourselves, many things. You formed a lot of habits. Continue on those habits as much as possible. It's not that far that we left Ramadan. You can, like I said, you can fast 6 days in Shawwal, you can fast 13, 14, 15 of the month, you can fast Monday and Thursday, whatever you're capable of doing. Not everybody can do all of this, but try to do all these things. Make that connection with the Quran. We got very close to the Quran. We listened to the whole Quran in Taraweeh. Some of you recited the Quran at home and so on. Make that connection. Be in love with the Quran. Some people say you should be addicted to the Quran, because if you get deeply involved in the Quran, then Quran speaks to you in a way sometimes that you've never realized it. For a story again of Umar radiallahu anhu. The Prophet ﷺ died. He was so upset. And he had a very high temper, people were afraid of him. He took out his swords. Anybody who says Muhammad ﷺ has died, I will chop off his head. Now, who is going to argue with him to know, come to your senses, this has actually happened. So it took Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, he came to him and recited this ayah, وَمَا مُحَمَّدٌ إِلَّا رَسُولٌ قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِهِ رُسُلٌ أَفَإِنْ مَاتَ أَوْ قُتِلَ انقلبتم على أعقابكم. Muhammad is nothing but a Rasul. Rasul before have come before him. If he dies or is killed, are you going to turn back on your heels? And Allah said, it's like I had heard this ayah so many times, it's like it is revealed today for me. So these people were so close to the Quran, yet Quran spoke to them in a way they had never realized it. And believe me, if you could build a relationship with the Quran, it will talk to you in a way that you might not have seen those ayahs before, in the light of what's happening in your life. And that's the guidance we seek, that we should be addicted to the Quran in that way. So with that, may Allah reward those who fasted in the month of Ramadan, and reward those who performed Taraweeh and Qiyam prayers, reward those who recited the whole Quran or listened to it during the month. May Allah reward those who observed the night of power, Laylatul Qadr. May Allah increase the rewards of those who, brothers and sisters, who invited people to iftar in their homes, who supported iftars in masajid. Now, when it comes to that, sometimes people tell me, why don't you give a khutbah, tell people to stop doing the masjid iftars? I said, I can't do that. He said, well, there's a lot of wastage. Of course, there's a lot of wastage. So I can say, don't. People who are attending the iftars, don't waste food. People who are arranging iftars. The Prophet ﷺ encouraged us to do iftar. He didn't say only feed the poor. Iftar is for everybody, and we should continue the tradition. A lot of people have, busy at work or something. They don't have a facility to arrange that. So masajid arrange that. It's the beautiful custom we have, but we should try to not waste it or abuse the system. May Allah bless and reward those who paid their zakat, and may Allah increase the wealth of those people. Like I said, if you give more, inshallah, Allah will give you more. And in the end, may Allah help those oppressed people wherever they are. Anywhere that Muslims are suffering, it's not only Ukraine, by the way, Palestine, Pakistan, India, China, Yemen, Syria, Iraq, the list just goes on. So may Allah increase, or may Allah reduce their pain and let them be living in peace and comfort like we're living, and enjoy the bounties of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَقُولُ قَوْلِي هَذَا أَسْتَغْفِرُ اللَّهَ لِي وَلَكُمْ. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I have a very disturbing news. An Egyptian brother, Wajih Ali, he was an AC repairman. He had a family of 4 kids and a wife. He was out there on his duty trying to repair somebody's AC, and he got shot and killed. May Allah, he is a shaheed inshallah, and he will be rewarded. May Allah increase his rewards. And may Allah give sabr out of all for the family who does not have the provider. Janazah will be tomorrow in Masjid Hamza at 1:30. Please make dua during the prayer, after the prayer for this family, and see if you can help them in any way. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا أفرغ علينا صبرا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به. واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك الرحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا إننا سمعنا مناديا ينادي للإيمان أن آمنوا بربكم فآمنا ربنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا افتح بيننا وبين قومنا بالحق وأنت خير الفاتحين. ربنا لا تجعلنا فتنة للقوم الظالمين. ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. ربنا وسعت كل شيء رحمة وعلما فاغفر للذين تابوا واتبعوا سبيلك وقهم عذاب الجحيم. ربنا وادخلهم جنات عدن التي وعدتهم ومن صلح من آبائهم وأزواجهم وذرياتهم إنك أنت العزيز الحكيم. ربنا أتمم لنا نورنا واغفر لنا إنك على كل شيء قدير. اللهم أيد الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم انصر من نصر دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم واجعلنا منهم، واخذل من خذل دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ولا تجعلنا منهم. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه، وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم ثبتنا على الإسلام. اللهم نور قلوبنا بنور الإيمان. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات. عباد الله رحمكم الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله يذكركم وادعوه يستجب لكم، ولذكر الله تعالى أعلى وأولى وأعز وأجل وأتم وأهم وأكبر، والله يعلم ما تصنعون. وأقم الصلاة. Please establish your lines.
الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
استقيموا واعتدلوا. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى. سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى. ونيسرك سنيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. أفلا ينظرون إلى الإبل كيف خلقت وإلى السماء كيف رفعت وإلى الجبال كيف نصبت وإلى الأرض كيف سطحت فذكر إنما أنت مذكر لست عليهم بمسيطر إلا من تولى وكفر فيعذبه الله العذاب الأكبر إن إلينا إيابهم ثم إن علينا حسابهم. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu alaikum. So very quickly we have a very important announcement. Inshallah, starting from Monday we're going to have early voting. Inshallah, starting Monday we're going to have early voting for our primaries, the March primaries, where candidates did not get more than 50% for a particular position. They're going to have early voting for those primaries, inshallah, for runoffs. We have two guests who are here visiting us today, Dexter McCoy and then Brother Hadi. Okay. So Brother Hussein Hadi is running for Justice of the Peace. He's no stranger to the masjid. I'll let him address the community, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. How are you? Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Alaikum salam. Wow, assalamu alaikum. I want to thank my brothers and sisters for supporting me in my campaign. Thanks to you all. Thank you to all my friends here. So many familiar faces. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to serve this community. I was born and raised here, and I've served thousands of families through my law firm, the Hadi Law Firm. And now, inshallah, with everyone's support, we can have the first elected Muslim judge in Fort Bend County and the first Muslim Justice of the Peace in Texas. And let me repeat myself when I say that. We are one of the strongest communities in Fort Bend County. One of the strongest communities in Fort Bend County. I should not be our first opportunity to have the first Muslim elected judge in Fort Bend County. And I want to ask all of y'all to come out, please. All of y'all to come out Monday in 3 days and help me make history. Help me be the light that our children will see when they get in trouble or not in trouble. Help me be the judge that individuals see when they have cases in a JP court. Let me serve you all through a Justice of the Peace. If y'all can, please, starting Monday to Friday the 20th, come out and vote. And I'll be very grateful. And Election Day is on the 24th. A lot of the same sites will be available for voting. Thank you.
Next we have Dexter McCoy, who's running for the Commissioner Precinct.
Assalamu alaikum. I promise to only take 60 seconds, as I know your time is valuable. I'm Dexter McCoy, and I'm running for County Commissioner for Precinct 4. Here's the simple fact. We are dealing with growing crime in our community that's going unaddressed. We're dealing with rising property tax values that are pricing people out of their homes. We're dealing with situations where we have deteriorating respect for the different ways in which we live and we worship. I'm running for County Commissioner to work on common sense issues to make life better here for all residents in Fort Bend County. Being from here and starting and raising my family here, I'm deeply committed to working on common sense issues to expand opportunity, and inshallah I will be successful, and I am committed to working with the leaders of the administration of this Islamic Center on common sense issues like that you face, like expanding the ways that you get in and out of this facility, working with the county and bringing the bridge to find solutions to simple but important issues like that. I want to bring my experience working for President Obama and most recently working as Chief of Staff to the Fort Bend County Judge to advance opportunity in Fort Bend County and make sure that everyone has a place where they have a sense of belonging. So I'm asking you to vote. Voting begins this Monday. Vote Dexter McCoy. That's Dexter McCoy for Fort Bend County Commissioner for Precinct 4. May God bless the rest of your Friday. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And then we welcome back Rick Garcia. Rick Garcia is our newly elected FBISD trustee.
Thank you, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Rick, and I'm your newly elected Fort Bend ISD trustee. And I'm coming to tell everybody thank you and express my extreme gratitude for everybody that came out and voted. It's been an amazing experience these past several months, getting to know so many people, learning more about various different cultures, becoming friends with so many people. Thank you to Constable Shaikh, my neighbor and brother. We live in the same neighborhood, and he's been very gracious in all of his help. And all of you, thank you so much. If you have any issues that you want to address with the schools, you're more than welcome to reach out to me anytime, and I'll do my best to make sure that you are heard and you have a voice. You now have a voice in this community. So thank you all again so much, and you'll have a great weekend.
Thank you so much, Rick. Also, an important announcement, the Khatib made it as well, but Brother Waji Ali, he is an Egyptian brother who is an AC repairman. While he was on duty, was shot. He survived by four children and a wife. His janazah is going to be tomorrow at Masjid Hamza, inshallah. So if you can, please try to take part in it. In addition to that, we have an Islamic financing program tonight at 8:30. We have our Ivy League admissions program. That's going to be Sunday, May 15th. On Monday, we'll be having programs about how to live our daily lives in the name, by the names of Allah. This is going to be a sisters program. It happens each month at 7 p.m. Registration for summer camp is already open, micsonline.org. And then we have food pantry Saturdays 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. And then always download the Maryam Masjid app to keep up with all the announcements. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.